The 8X provides a multitude of opportunities to stretch out and relax. You can choose to take a nap on a divan or turn the aft cabin into your very own private stateroom. The Falcon 8X is the only large cabin jet currently available that offers a combination of efficiency, flexibility, extended range, and comfort levels that are simultaneously quiet and spacious. All of these things work together in a way that makes the flight experience better than what even the most picky customers have come to expect. It takes advantage of DASSULT's extensive expertise in fighter-derived flight control, ultra-efficient long-range performance, sound reduction technology, and adaptable interior spaces. With its cutting-edge technologies, the Falcon 8X not only wraps passengers in comfort, but it also makes flying an experience like no other. These technologies range from groundbreaking digital flight control systems to the nearly perfect aerodynamics. The fuel efficiency of the Falcon 8X is up to 20% better than that of any other ultra-long-range aircraft currently in production. Each of the three highly efficient engines that power the Falcon 8X is responsible for providing thrust of 6,722 pounds or 29.90 kilonewtons while simultaneously reducing emissions to levels that are significantly lower than the most recent standards. Okay, enough with all the tiny details. Let's dive into the video and take a deeper look at what the Falcon 8X has to offer. The Dassault Falcon 8X upholds the Falcon brand's traditions of effectiveness, performance, adaptability, and comfort while reducing total life cycle costs by millions of dollars compared to any competitor. Once more, Dassault pushes the limits of what can be accomplished with the business jet. The Dassault Falcon 8X is a derivative of the Dassault Falcon 7X and was presented at the European Business Aviation Convention and Exhibition in May of 2014. However, the Dassault Falcon 8X has a longer range than the Dassault Falcon 7X as a result of aerodynamic refinements as well as an increase in fuel capacity. Its interior is one of the most peaceful on the market, providing unparalleled comfort and an unprecedented variety of configuration options. Because of its extensive range, the Falcon 8X is able to make non-stop flights between cities such as Beijing and New York, Singapore and London, and Sao Paulo and Moscow. Through Dassault's easy philosophy, the Dassault Falcon 8X cockpit is a smart, integrated, feature-packed avionics system that was intelligently designed to enable both pilots to work better together as a team. This was made possible by the cockpit's ability to better accommodate both pilots' individual needs. The longer cabin provides an increased level of comfort for the passengers, and the most recent version of the Falcon Cabin HD Plus cabin management system ensures low levels of noise and cabin altitude, as well as high levels of air quality and connectivity to Wi-Fi and media devices. The Falcon 8X is also able to get you to your destination more quickly thanks to its 3 turbofan engines that are mounted in the tail. The performance of the aircraft's 3 engines makes it possible to take off from shorter runways and contributes to a slow and stable approach speed. Because of this, access is now possible to hundreds of airports that were previously inaccessible to aircraft of this size. Design. The cabin of the Dassault Falcon 8X can be designed, manufactured, and installed in Little Rock, Arkansas, based on the client's option selections, which is absolute customer service just to mention. Throughout the design, manufacturing, and installation processes, 3D technology is utilized. Dassault offers a total of 30 different interior configurations for the Falcon 8X. Through the use of virtual reality, Dassault is able to guide the customer through the completed cabin, and 3D modeling is implemented throughout the manufacturing and construction processes to ensure the highest possible level of quality and productivity. Because of the painstaking attention to detail, the cabin of this prestigious aircraft features a luxurious and high-quality design that is fitting for its status. The Falcon 8X also keeps the cabin altitude at a comfortable 3,900 feet, even though it is cruising at an altitude of 41,000 feet, and it has a maximum ceiling altitude of 51,000 feet. This is done to keep passengers relaxed. This means that you'll feel better on board while the flight is in progress and will experience less jet lag once you have arrived at your destination. The peaceful conditions contribute to the overall ambience of the cabin, and the fact that you can control your immediate environment at the tip of your fingers makes flying an enjoyable experience. Technological features. Now, the Easy-to cockpit, which you are now familiar with, is an intelligent, integrated, and feature-packed avionics system that can be found installed in the Dassault Falcon 8X. Because of the close collaboration with Honeywell and the incorporation of it onto other already existing Prima Epic hardware platform, the system has been made to be more user-friendly, more interactive, and more adaptable to the specific requirements of pilots. In the cockpit of the business jet, Dassault has implemented a system that provides a higher level of situational awareness. The Dassault Cursor Control Device, also known as the CCD, is the primary interface that pilots use to control the easy flight deck. Using the trackable controller, everything can be accomplished throughout the use of pull-down and pop-up menus similar to those found in Windows. Because of the CCD, pilots are able to control every function more quickly and accurately without having to take their eyes off the panel. The end result is increased time spent looking ahead, which contributes to a more secure flight. Also, enhancing the passenger experience and increasing the level of engagement throughout the entirety of the flight is possible thanks to connectivity. The Falcon 8X is equipped with the most recent version of Dassault's Falcon Cabin HD Plus cabin management system, and this system is loaded with cutting-edge technology, turning the entire cabin into a Wi-Fi environment. Pretty cool, don't you think? Berth. Okay, so what is the exact history of this aircraft? The Dassault Falcon 8X is an evolution of the Falcon 7X, with a cabin that is 1.1 meter longer and wing design improvements that include more moving control surfaces, such as 3 leading edge slats, 3 air brakes, and 2 flaps. The upgraded Pratt & Whitney Canada PW307D turbofan engines produces 5% more thrust, consume less fuel, and emit less nitrogen oxide. Dassault's digital flight control system is the company's most recent generation of digital flight control technology, and it includes 3 main flight computers that receive control inputs and direct control movement, as well as 3 secondary computers and an analog computer. This configuration, which is integrated on the Falcon 8X in the EZ2 cockpit, ensures an ultra-smooth flying platform with far higher margins of safety than conventional flight controls. Manufacturer. A good product peak isn't complete without looking at the manufacturer, and Dassault Aviation's history dates back to the dawn of aviation at the turn of the 20th century. Marcel Bloch, later known as Marcel Dassault, founded the company after being fascinated by both aesthetics and innovation since his childhood. Dassault initiated itself as one of the world's #1 aircraft manufacturers between 1945 and 1975. Following the 1973-74 oil shock and the 1979 Iranian crisis, the worldwide economy felt the effect of rising raw material prices. In the face of increasingly fierce international competition, Dassault strengthened its fundamentals by expanding civil and military aircraft exports. Dassault Aviation now occupies a unique position in today's global aerospace industry as the only company still owned by the founding family. Dassault Aviation still creates, manufactures, and supports Falcon aircraft. The civil aircraft design offices are in St. Cloud and Bordeaux, with final assembly at the Bordeaux Marignac site, and the Aircraft Completion Center is located at the Little Rock site, the group's largest industrial facility in terms of surface area and workforce. Fascinating facts. So, quick recap of the Dassault Falcon 8X interesting facts. Well, it is powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney Canada PW307D turbofan engines that produce 6,722 pounds of thrust and consume 346.5 gallons of fuel per hour. Second is that the direct operating costs of the Dassault Falcon 8X, which are around $59 million, are up to 35% lower than those of competing jets, which makes them dominate the business jet world, and even more interesting, only a few tri-jets, 3 engines in production. So, what do you think? Do you think its $60 million price tag is justified? And if you think the Dassault Falcon 8X is expensive, click on this video here to watch inside Dassault Falcon 10X, which is even more interesting upgrade. So until then, bye!